Hello, everybody, and welcome back to GV Talk Sports. I'm Brock Elsesser, and I'm here with
Riley McKnight, Jonathan Rizzo,
Chelsea George,
Kenny North at the point.
And future Hall of Famer, Mr. Horton.
So the girls' varsity basketball team played a game yesterday against Cuba Rushford. So Chelsea and Kennedy, can you guys tell me how that went?
dub.
Yes, we did win. It went actually really well. We we made a lot of below the black line shots, which we had been struggling with. We did well on foul shots, and we had good movement in the paint, and it worked out in our favor.
I see on the announcements this morning, Kenzie Bennett almost a triple-double?
Yep.
Had a double-double?
2 steals away from a triple-double. She couldn't do it. Kate Howe got her 1,000 points last night.
They stopped the game, give her the
Yep.
ball?
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I don't think they gave her the ball, but I think somebody, like her dad or something, had a ball that had stuff written on it and
Right.
gave it to her. I saw her holding it. So
Isn't she like a sophomore or
she's
something?
a junior, I think.
I hope she's a junior,
I think
because if
she's a
she's a
junior.
sophomore, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So
Pretty impressive.
Good for
She's a good
her.
player,
Yeah,
for sure.
she's very
good
good.
player.
she's very good.
And everything she does.
Yeah.
So how does that work playing the game? You played them Friday night and again last night. Is that weird?
Yeah.
Yeah. They had another girl that came back from injury. Well, I mean, she scored a couple points in the beginning, but it was, I don't know, it was kind of the same, almost.
You guys are on a winning streak now, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yes,
4-game winning streak.
it's very exciting.
When do you guys
Let's
play
hope
your next game?
Thursday.
Thursday,
Thursday.
At
Camp
home.
El Savona.
Do you know anything about them?
We played in the Keshakwa tournament and we beat them.
Yeah, they're just they're pretty tall. They're taller girls, but I mean, we have a lot of tall girls on our team as well. So I think we match up pretty well.
Yeah, so for everyone tuning in, make sure you go see that Camp Bell Savona game for the girls' varsity basketball team.
Thanks.
And now let's talk a little bit about college basketball, and we can talk about Duke and how Trey Jones affects the game and how it hurts them when he's not playing.
Yeah, he makes a big impact. And you saw it in the Syracuse game, the first few minutes, Duke was up 9-0, and then he
14-0, I think.
9-0, but they scored a couple points after. But then, as you know, Syracuse ended up winning right after Trey Jones. He went out in the first half, and the entire momentum switched.
What is his injury? Do we know?
Some shoulder injury.
Is it? 'Cause he was holding his arm like this. And
Yeah.
He was diving for the ball or something. He his shoulder drove into somebody else.
Is it his right arm?
I think so.
Yeah. I mean that could affect you the rest of the season, right? I mean.
Yeah.
He should be back though.
Yeah.
Look at Markel Fultz. He's got that supposed
Yeah.
thoracic outlet syndrome. I don't know. We'll see.
I think it's real. I don't think it's fake.
I think he has a I
Mental
suck at
disorder.
basketball mental disorder going on.
Wow.
I don't think just sucking I don't think just being nervous like that affects your game, because look how he played in college. He looked like a totally different player. I get he's in the NBA now, but it's such a drastic change. There has to be an actual thing going on with his shoulder or something like that. You know what I mean?
There's an actual thing going on, but it's all mental. I mean, I don't think there's a physical way to become that bad.
Well, there is. It's called thoracic shoulder
Shoulder.
disorder.
No.
And I think I said before, Coach K said that Zion Williams is definitely the most dominant player on the team, but probably not the most important.
No.
Isn't that funny?
Trey Jones, he runs to the floor
'cause-
and he sees everything.
Yeah, if you're missing
Oh, they
either
did pretty
Zion or
well,
RJ,
Trey.
you
Yeah.
I don't think they can win without Zion and RJ though.
well, I feel like if you're missing
I don't
I feel
either.
like if you're missing one of them, you still at least have a pretty decent chance of winning, because both of them are really, really good scorers. They're the two best players in college basketball right now, in my opinion. But without Trey Jones, he's their facilitator, their point guard. He runs the offense for them, and there's nobody on Duke who can do it quite like Trey Jones does. And then it almost turns into whoever brings the ball up is trying to find their own shot instead of trying to, get other players involved.
I see that the most with RJ Barrett.
Yeah.
He can be a little selfish
Yeah.
at times,
Yeah, he tends to be the one bringing the ball up when Trey Jones is not on the floor.
which he gets like too antsy and pulls shots
Yeah.
like early when the shot clock is still high and
Yeah.
just
And that's something that could like affect him on draft day when teams are deciding who to pick. They might choose some other top 5 player other than RJ just for that reason.
He's going second no matter what.
Well, yeah, I think so, but there could be a chance where, like, because of his shot selection and like his really like kind of like inability to like run point guard, kind of.
right.
You know what I mean?
So we've always said it's really hard to win without a point. Steph Curry, is he the point guard for the Warriors?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think of him more of a scorer and a shooter rather than a passer or distributor. Does he do both?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
does
does.
both. It might not show up in the assist column as much as like Chris Paul, Russell Westbrook, or John Wall. But there's this. Well, he averages like 9 assists a game. So, but like, there's so much stuff that he does to get his teammates involved, and he moves around the floor just as good as anybody
It's
else
the
in the
stuff
NBA.
the stats don't really
Yeah.
show.
Yeah,
Not-
I mean, I think if you take Curry out, they're pretty much going to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw it already this year.
Yeah.
You take Curry out, they're going to lose. But I think if KD, I think he can bring the ball up. It's just, I don't know. He's not the typical point guard, but I
Yeah.
think he can be a point guard.
Yeah, you could.
But I think wasn't Thompson out also, so that was part of it.
For a little bit.
And then his
yeah.
shot was way off for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been shooting poorly this year.
I don't know. The last couple games he's been doing well.
Well, yeah, but this is his first season of his career where he hasn't shot at least 40% from the three, and he's quite below it right now. He's about 4 or 5% below 40%, which is strange for him.
He made his first 10 last night, I think.
Yeah, that was incredible.
So let's talk about the Saints call on Sunday. What do you guys think about that?
Pass interference.
Oh
Well,
my
obviously, there's no debating.
gosh.
I think it's ridiculous.
Just another reason for everyone to believe Mr. Horton that the NFL is fixed. Somebody didn't want the Saints in there. They wanted a California West Coast team in there. That's blatant. Come on. How do you? I mean,
Yeah.
a first-year high school official could have made that call.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that wasn't even like close.
No, it wasn't at all.
He was beat, and he just out and outright helmet to helmet tackled that defenseless receiver. It's like 3 penalties could have been called.
Yeah.
The sad thing
Yeah.
is, if
Yep.
the defender turned around, he could have even intercepted it.
Yeah.
He would have, but he and you
Because it
could
wasn't
just
a
you
great
could almost see it in the defense. I don't even know who the defender was.
Nickel Roby-Coleman used to play for the Bills.
That's right. You could see he could tell he was beat, and he was watching the eyes, and the receiver looks like he's going to catch it. He just wailed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I mean, like, I've never seen a call so blatant that it's never gotten a call like that
Right.
before.
Yeah.
The one referee is that I mean, it was on Facebook, so that definitely means it's true.
Right.
So didn't he play for the Rams?
No, I heard
Like in
there
his
was
career?
a couple officials affiliated with the Rams.
Yeah. Doesn't surprise me. It's all fixed.
It is kind of weird though that the MLB it was between Boston and L.A. and now the Super Bowl is Boston and L.A.
Yeah,
too.
it is weird.
It's just a Boston LA.
Two biggest markets probably in sports too.
Yeah.
I
I
mean-
mean, New York maybe.
Yeah, you could put New York in
But
there.
I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think
I think
no
they
New
could-
York teams
if
besides
they
maybe the
fix it-
Yankees could be like anything.
I think if they fix it and put the Jets or the Giants in the Super Bowl, people are gonna know it's fixed.
Yeah, I mean you had the Yankees and the Mets in the Subway Series,
Yeah.
Didn't Riviera make the?
unanimous.
Yeah.
Unanimous?
100% of the
100%.
votes. First time ever.
Um,
They're talking about Jeter probably doing it again next year though.
I feel like you will. Deserves it.
There'll be that one guy that says no just to ruin the 100%.
I know.
so, but hey, to go back to go back to that Saints call. Is there anything anybody can do?
They're trying to
They're
sue.
they're talking about making it reviewable pass interference calls now.
Oh yeah, I saw
Yeah.
that.
What if the
should be.
coach could challenge a non-call in the last 2 minutes or something? Right.
Well, you can't challenge in the last 2 minutes.
No, but I mean, if they made it so that you could challenge non-calls.
then there'd
They
be
should be able
the
to.
last 2 minutes of the game would take a lot longer because they would just throw challenges all the time.
Yeah,
Well, it
okay,
seems
but,
only gotta be
but
just
like,
something
look at the situation that they're at in the Saints game. Like when you see that happen, like there's just it's gotta be reviewable. You know what I mean? Like I can't just be
I mean,
you can't just let that slide.
Yeah, there's a lot of people's lives and stuff affected by one call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Like
I'm sure
those-
there was other bad calls that game, but that one truly
Yeah.
came at a time.
I
that
mean,
was-
Drew Brees, his entire career
Yeah.
might have just been affected by that.
right.
A lot of those guys on like the entire Saints team, they worked their entire life, you know, for that moment to play in the NFL and to get to the Super Bowl, and it was like stripped away from them because of a bad call from the referee. And a lot of those guys on the team won't even have a roster spot next year. Like some of the worser guys on the team.
Yeah, missed a chance to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's a shame. Don't know
well, I
what to say.
mean, I think you can't really blame it 100% on that. I mean, sure you have a chance, but stop the Rams and you win. Well,
True. Didn't Drew Brees throw a pick in overtime too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tipped. I mean, it was a pretty good interception. So it's not. How do they put it? It's not the call that. I don't know. It's not the only call that was bad, but it was the last call. That you remember.
nobody's talking about the bad refereeing in the Patriots-Chiefs game, but I mean, the ref was pretty bad in that game too.
I mean, New Orleans fans are filing lawsuits right now. They've made billboards to put up in Atlanta. At least 2 lawsuits have been filed by local attorneys on behalf of Saints fans who want to compel Godal to use his power in the NFL rulebook to replay the final minute.
Like, what is that gonna do?
Like it already happened, but
What?
they
They're not
want him
gonna,
to
like,
replay the
overturn it.
call.
They can't do it.
So there's
Yeah.
Line them up on
lawsuits.
Thursday. Line them up on Friday night this week. Let's have Friday night lights.
Yeah.
Play the last 2 minutes. No,
I don't even think that's a thing.
a thing.
I don't think that's a thing. I mean, Goodell can do whatever he wants, I guess, but
What
I
if
think
that happened though?
if
What
they
they,
do
like,
that,
just
I think
changed
that
it?
I think if they do that, the owners will vote unanimously to fire him. I think probably they'd vote unanimously, except for maybe the Saints owner wouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we at the point where we're going to pull referees right off the field? You just have like referees up in a booth. You can see the game so much better up high. Are we going to pull referees right? Just except for the dudes that move the chains.
And part of it, the reason in football at least, is to keep them from killing each other.
Yeah.
Because if the refs aren't there, I mean, usually lots of times you see the refs go get in the middle of fights and break up fights. And
Yeah.
I don't know. It could get pretty nasty without the refs down there.
I don't think nothing about the referees needs to change except having more reviewable calls. That's basically it. But yeah, it was just it's such a bad situation. I could imagine.
Ooh.
Hmm.
UB lost last night.
Yeah.
I see that.
Did it?
Unfortunately, what were they? 14 in the country?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who'd they lose to?
Northern
Northern Illinois.
Illinois. Jeez.
2 points though. Must have been a close game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the guy made a layup with like 0.7 seconds left.
Oh,
kidding.
gosh.
They weren't in Buffalo though, were they?
No, they were in Northern Illinois.
I don't even know where that is. Northern Illinois. Is that like Chicago?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It is.
probably. What else we got going on?
We can talk about the NBA and how LeBron and Lonzo Ball being out really affects the Lakers.
Why are
And
they
they
out?
just got they're getting Rondo back on Thursday, which is just in time due to the timing of the injury of Lonzo Ball. But of course, they're missing the best player in the world on the roster.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do we even need to talk about this? They're missing LeBron.
Yeah.
Of course he's gonna be hurt. This is
What's
not
wrong
even a
with LeBron?
topic.
Yeah.
I know.
He has a groin injury.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's groin.
He hasn't
I
played in
actually
like the
watched
last
him
11
get hurt.
games.
And you know, he played he played all what 82 games last
Yeah, I know.
year.
Like
didn't
when I heard that he got injured, I was like surprised. You know, you never hear of a LeBron James injury. It's like
Getting
a rare
older.
occasion.
It's an
Getting
age
older,
thing,
though.
right? Isn't he? He's like 47 now, right?
He's not
Yeah,
coming back.
34, yeah.
34.
He's never
something.
coming back.
He's done.
He's never coming back. He's done.
To Chelsea.
hang up the cleats.
I feel like he's
Lonzo
got.
sprained his
I
ankle.
feel like he's got like 4 more years of being like a really, really good basketball player in the NBA.
LeBron.
Yeah.
I think he's got about 8 more years of being a really, really good basketball player, or 10.
No players live past like the age of like 36 without being like
Live?
not live past.
wow.
Their NBA
player,
life.
well, no
You
players
heard
that
it
no,
here first.
like,
LeBron's gonna die before he's
LeBron.
40.
You hear that?
4 years.
no players like
Oh man.
no players like went past the
Yeah.
age of 36
We got
without
you,
being like without being like a bad NBA player.
Well, LeBron's gonna be the first.
I got a feeling he's got enough going on outside off the court. He'll just hopefully he'll step away gracefully, right? I mean,
Well,
it does. I would tell you, I would think his chances of winning a championship if he stays at the Lakers and walking away are slim, right?
If
I
if
think
he
they-
does
they
win
got
a
lot of money.
championship at LA, I think then I might think he's the best player of all time. But I think 50% of the reason he went to LA was for the business aspect, anyways.
Yeah,
that's what
for
Ronaldo
family
did
reasons.
when
Doesn't
he
he
went
want to
to
like make movies and do stuff like that too?
Maybe.
maybe.
Yeah.
But I know
Making Sprite
he even
commercials.
was talking about it's definitely for the business aspect.
Yeah.
That's what Ronaldo did when he went to Italy, was for the business aspect.
There's for family reasons also because like his sons go to school in Los Angeles and he has a house in Los Angeles and
Yeah.
it
Just
just like
made sense.
And
yeah.
Los Angeles also has a lot of money coming up next year, and there's a lot of free agents. It's going to be one of the biggest free agent years in a long time next
Yeah,
year.
and I'm sure there's a lot of people
And
who
I
want to go
think-
to the Lakers.
There's been talk about them getting Anthony Davis,
Durant.
DeMarcus Cousins,
Yeah. Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
Paul
Durant,
George.
Paul George. Not
Paul-
anymore.
yeah, he's not a-
I know you want more.
I think Russell
No.
Westbrook's still up, but I don't think he's leaving OKC.
Paul George wanted to tease everybody that he was going to the Lakers and then tell everyone he was faking it. One stayed OKC.
You know,
Do you think these guys like hang out like on Saturday night in a room somewhere, all these pros, and talk to each other? Hey, wouldn't it be cool if
They
I
might
went
in the
here, and you went
off-season.
there?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you see LeBron
imagine
a lot
if-
of times
Right?
with Chris Paul and Carmelo Anthony
Yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
can you imagine what LA's team would be like if actually people like NBA players from LA played for LA? Or how the NBA would be affected
That would be
if
crazy.
you played from where you
That
were
would be
from?
crazy.
They'd have DeMar DeRozan,
But,
James Harden,
LeBron would still
Russell
be in
Westbrook.
Cleveland.
Yeah, I know.
LeBron would still be a Cleveland, right?
Yeah. And there's four California teams and all 4 of them would be the best teams in the league because pretty much all the best players from
Cleveland might have a thing
California.
to say about that, though.
Yeah.
Any team with
Technically, Steph
LeBron.
Curry
Yeah,
would
Steph-
be on their team
Yes.
too.
Well, Steph.
Yeah.
I think Steph Curry would count more for playing with Charlotte because that's where he was like raised.
Right.
Yeah.
Even though he was born in Cleveland, which fun fact
I didn't
happened to
know
be
that he was born in Cleveland.
yeah, and it happened to be the same hospital that LeBron
As
James
LeBron
was born.
James, yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Same time. Maybe they were switched at birth.
No, I don't think so.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's funny. I think at least I think. So.
So, are we sick of the Patriots in
No.
the Super Bowl?
Nope.
I don't think I am either, really, because I just want to see how far Tom Brady can go.
Yeah, I
His
agree.
legacy.
I
Doing pretty well.
I actually wanted the Patriots to win over the Chiefs.
I don't think I wanted them to win over, but if they win, they win. Like, I'm just
Yeah.
kind of along for the ride at this point.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with having the Patriots, and it's good entertainment.
Well, I
You know who you want to win. Most of the country does, at least.
Yeah,
the Patriots
I
don't.
want
The
Patriots
Patriots
to win.
don't seem like they were as dominant this year. That they have some weaknesses. That they
I
actually
feel
have.
like
But it
every
seems
year
like
they
those are their
say
best
that.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every year we say that. In the playoffs, they just go crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Edelman.
He's a monster. Oh, my
He
God.
just. I mean, he makes mistakes, right? But it doesn't seem to bother him. He's got a short memory because he comes right back and he'll catch one across the
I
middle.
see him get drilled, and he just
Stand
bounces off them like he wasn't even hit. It's crazy. I've never seen any other wide receiver do that.
And
Well-
sometimes when he makes a mistake, he fixes it before it's even done being a mistake.
I know.
Some of the catches he makes are crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. He
And
was
then-
drafted as a quarterback.
Yeah.
Was he?
Yeah.
You know, I got to tell you, he is that guy that goes across the middle in the NFL, and that is dangerous
Yeah.
because somebody's just waiting to take your head
And
off.
he's a tough guy.
Yeah, no
Because
kidding.
he takes every hit like a champ. Like,
Yeah,
He
that's
does.
probably why he's hurt so much, though.
I know. I've never seen him actually get crushed either. Like,
No.
he just somehow bounces off the guy and is still on his feet.
You know, and I noticed this too about the Patriots game. Gronk has taken on a role. He's actually blocking.
Yeah.
And doing and running some schemes and stuff. I mean, before they just put him out to the outside and, you know, I mean, he was catching passes.
It's pretty nice, though, in those few minutes when you need a guy to run the outside route and just have, like, a 6'6" monster out there that reaches over everyone.
Yeah.
Did you see? There's some Facebook videos, and then I went on YouTube and saw him Gronk when he was in high school. They have pictures of Gronk when he was, like, in middle school playing basketball.
Yeah.
He's like running over kids. And it's like,
His brothers are the same way. They entered some basketball tournament in Buffalo, and there's like it was a no dunking like tournament. His brother grabbed the ball, tomahawks it down, and screams, and they didn't even call it because they just let it go.
they're just beasts. That's so on there. What about Tony Romo calling the game?
He's done that a few times, hasn't he? It's so
He
weird.
did. I tell you, it was interesting
Yeah.
because Jonathan didn't like it, or did you?
No, I did like it. It's amazing. He's like Gronk's gonna. They're in the huddle. Gronk's gonna line up outside here, and he's gonna run a slightly inside route, and they're gonna throw right to him. Sure enough, he lines up outside.
Yeah.
They throw right to him without taking any look at anybody else.
Yep.
He's a better
And-
broadcaster than he was a football player.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was cool. He was like actually setting the play up before it
Yeah.
actually happened.
Yeah.
He was, I mean, but he's what is he? Didn't he? What is he? 2 years removed from playing?
Well, it depends what you count as playing, because with his
Yeah.
collarbone, he's been hurt a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was interesting for sure. Maybe he's found his niche.
Yeah, maybe.
Although he wasn't a bad quarterback either, though.
And if he can really see the future, he predicted that Bryce Harper was going to sign with the Rangers. So
No, I don't think he's going to sign with the Rangers.
I don't know. He's like, well, Bryce Harper's going to play for the Rangers on opening day. That's what he said. I don't know.
I don't know. I don't believe that.
Kennedy's looking at pictures on the internet over here. Of
I
the
know.
Gronks, the Gronk brothers.
I looked at who they were just to see what they
They're
looked like. They were-
monsters. They're huge.
Yeah,
Look
they
like
are.
could be, like,
Their
part
brother
of
or
some, like,
their
boy
dad
band
had
thing.
their whole
I
own
don't
like
know
workout
about
system in their house.
Maybe.
That's all I
Oh,
did
like
was
when they
work
were,
out
like,
and play
standing, they were
sports.
standing, like-
yeah,
like
they were.
Hey, that's a
standing
great
really
question because
weird.
I've often wondered this, and you guys being of that age, what age should you actually start lifting weights and working out?
I think 14.
Yeah.
You think
I'd say-
14?
I'd say like
Never.
like your early teenager years, but I wouldn't quite say like 13. You know what I mean?
Do kids don't really do that though, do they?
I missed that.
I mean,
Not a
nobody
lot of
really
them do.
hits the weight room.
There's like
No
a
one told me
small
when I-
percentage.
Yeah, I
that do,
mean
to be
kids that
honest.
actually care, but
Yeah.
I mean, so just what happens if you hit the weight room at 14 and you just become a beast?
some kids have done that and fallen off hard
Yeah.
once they've gotten older.
Yeah.
Their body just gives out.
Some just consistently stay. I guess it depends on how motivated the person is to stay that way
Because
too.
aren't your like muscles and bones and stuff still growing and developing and
But,
all that?
yeah.
I feel like it's perfectly fine as like long as you do it the right way, as long as you're lifting the right way with with proper management of your body and the weights you're lifting.
Right. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, I wonder. I know Gronk's parents, they influenced him a lot on working out and stuff when they were younger.
Mm-hmm.
They went to Amherst, which is kind of funny. I wonder if he'll ever play in Buffalo. I doubt it though.
I said that to my dad this weekend. I was like, "Do you think Gronk will come and play in Buffalo?"
So he's going to retire with the Patriots.
You think so?
I think he might retire after
If they
this
win
year.
the-
He was looking a little lumber wagonish running down
I think
the.
if they win it, he's going to retire this year.
What about Brady? Does Brady retire?
He's
I
only
think
like
they'll
29,
retire
isn't he?
together.
But he's already
Ooh.
talking about it. He said he
And
was talking about
Move in
retiring
together?
this year.
What's the
Move in
the coach's
together.
name? Why can't I think of his name?
If Brady goes out, Gronk goes out. But if Gronk goes out first, Brady won't go out.
Nah.
Brady goes off into the sunset with
And if
Giselle.
Belichick goes out, they both go out.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
not Giselle, somebody else. Ooh,
Ooh,
that would really be good. I like that.
Are you calling him a cheater?
Yes.
5 minutes. Okay. Where else you want to go, boys?
It was MLK Day the other day for the NBA, and there was 3 televised games. One of which was the Pelicans and the Grizzlies, and 2 players that were playing against each other were Drew Holiday and his brother Justin Holiday, and they also have another brother who happens to be in the NBA, Aaron Holiday, and so and not only that, but they also have a sister who plays college basketball or something like that.
Oh, no kidding.
So like imagine having like 3 sons and each of them are in the NBA.
Imagine those games in the driveway, huh?
Yeah.
Who played? Was
Well,
it
this is our
George
last
Floyd?
show before the Super Bowl, so we want to do Super Bowl picks.
Sure.
Yes.
We could.
That's
Yeah.
my
When
final
does Super
thought.
Bowl? Is it Super Bowl's this weekend?
No, it's
no.
the
Oh, no,
next.
it's not.
It's
My
the
bad.
next. Well, all right.
Do we
You
have
can
one next
you can pick who will win the All-Star game.
Yeah, who's gonna win the Pro Bowl?
Does anybody care?
East.
No.
I
Is that how they
care.
do it?
It's a waste of time, isn't it?
NFC.
Actually, we
AFC.
should talk about should they even do the Pro Bowl? Like,
No.
What's the point?
Why?
Remember
What is
remember my suggestion? Take the 2 last teams, play for the number 1 draft pick.
No, I think they should do the Pro Bowl.
Why?
What if they just put all 32 teams in a tournament and played for the draft picks and the playoffs all in one tournament?
I feel like then it would just be how the Patriots are right now, but like 10 times worse.
Yeah,
if a
it'd just be
team like
chaos, I
got
think.
that,
I think it'd just be chaos, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Because you'd probably have like the 32 seed beating the 1 seed once in a while, and
Yeah.
3 minutes. Do you want to start final thoughts? Boy, it went quick today.
No.
So we don't have school on Friday, right?
No.
Nope.
Hey, we want to make sure, well, we'll give it at the end. We want to thank the guys at WRAQ
Yes.
92.7 for putting us on the air, giving us a voice of the I don't even know what that means. So. Okay.
Brock,
Fi-
tell me what you think.
Final thoughts. Do you want me to
know
start
what-
with final thoughts?
Sure.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Orton, you start off.
I'll start with final thoughts. We'll start at this end of the table. I'm looking at our board, and what I'm thinking about final thoughts is, I don't know. I think to be honest with you, that the Pats will probably win the Super Bowl. I've been the one that has picked against them the entire way, and that Tom Brady will retire. Pats win, Brady retires.
All right. If the Patriots win, Tom Brady will retire. But if they lose, he won't retire for another 3 years.
Really?
Why 3?
I don't know.
They win it
That's-
next year. I know.
because it was 3-1, he'd be 45, so this retirement is 45.
Yeah.
Hey, there was.
That's what kind of-
I want to jump back on the board. Yesterday was the anniversary of Kobe scoring 80 points in the game. So and he retired pretty gracefully, I thought too.
Yeah.
He did a pretty good job.
Well,
John hates everybody.
Yeah.
you got yours right. Did you do yours yet?
No. Tiger's gonna win the major this year.
Oh, thank you. We didn't
That's
talk
a long
about Tiger,
shot.
but I think this is Tiger's year to win another
Yeah,
major.
the comeback is still
I think so
going.
too.
figuring it out.
At least one player will have a career-ending injury in the Pro Bowl this weekend, like Tyler Eifert did a couple years ago.
Wow, that is.
Sad,
Do we
actually.
supposed to
You're
knock
being
on wood or
negative.
something after we say that?
I'm just saying.
What do we
it's-
want it to be?
I think it's gonna happen.
And then that they'll discontinue the Pro Bowl forever.
I wouldn't mind. Move the Super Bowl up a week.
Yeah. Why do we have 2 weeks?
For fun. Hype.
Hype.
It really
that's definitely
is.
what it's for.
Yeah, that's about it. And marketing.
Yeah.
They got to get all the good commercials ready
Right.
that we can't ever see.
Yep.
All right.
Who's doing
Your
next?
Is it John's turn or Riley's
I
turn?
already went.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to say the Patriots win, and I'm gonna say Bryce Harper goes to. I'm still thinking Chicago, and Manny Machado goes to the White
Which
Sox,
Chicago?
Cubs, and then Manny Machado goes to the White Sox.
I'm going to have to say that I don't think that the Brooklyn Nets will be making the playoffs this year unless Karis LeVert ends up returning with at least 25 games left of the season.
They won't make it either way.
They're in the playoffs right now. They're like the 7th seed.
Basketball.
Okay, are we done?
Hey,
All right,
so-
who wants to take us home?
Thanks for watching and tuning in to GV Talk Sports. I'm Brock Elsester, and I'm here with
Ryan McKnight.
Jonathan Rizzo.
Chelsea George.
Ken Noah set the board.
Mr. Horton.
See you later.
Bye.